Hey everyone, it is Natalie here, the Posh Pigeon, and today we're going to do another What's Sold video. Now, I apologize because I haven't been able to keep up with my What's Sold videos like I had planned. So I think I did, the last video was What's Sold at the end of September. And now this is going to be what sold for the first half of October. So here's the situation, everybody. Everything has been going as planned. But then around October, probably October 10th, maybe, like the weather changed and all of a sudden, my Posh closet died. And what caused that? So I kind of downloaded some information and I realized that majority of the items that I have in my closet, actually 26% of those are dresses, and I had a lot of short sleeved or summer like tops for any of the tops. I had sweaters, but honestly, all the sweaters, I had about 3 boxes of sweaters and I am down to less than half of that. I sold pretty much all the boots I had. So I realized I was in a situation where what I had in my closet, people didn't want to buy right now because the weather changed. And that kind of hit me hard. And so I live in the South and it is not easy to come by sweaters. I had picked up sweaters, you know, if I saw a nice sweater, like I sold a lot of, I had several vintage Ralph Lauren sweaters. I mean, those all flew out of my shelf this month. And I am searching for sweaters high and low. It was still in the 80s like 2 weeks ago here. So whether people are thinking about donating and buying new stuff, or they go buy new stuff and then they realize like their closet is too full, so they donate the stuff that they no longer wear. I don't know when they do that. So my hunch is that my closet has kind of come to a screeching halt. And I'm pretty sure I'm right on this because I don't have enough items listed for this time of year for what people want to buy. That has me really like figuring out how to problem solve the situation. Yesterday I stayed really focused on only looking for long sleeve tops and sweaters, and I picked up, I feel like I accomplished that goal, but I don't have a lot of options. I'm going to have to continuously get creative over the next 3 months because I feel like that's what people are going to be looking to buy. I did order a small box of shoes from a liquidation website, not shoes, boots. And so that is going to hopefully arrive here in the next week or two. And that is going to help get my closet going again. But yeah, I don't see my sales hitting the same amount that they did last month at this point. It's interesting because people talk about summer slowdown, and I had an aha moment with one of my friends who also does this, and you know, she lives in the Midwest, and so it's easy for her to come across sweaters and winter clothes. For me, I live in the South and the culture here is a little bit different. Like there's lots of dresses. People obviously layer here because it doesn't really snow and it doesn't get that cold. As you guys see, I'm in like a short sleeve sweater top because in the morning it's cold, but then by the end of the day it can get in the high 60s. I kind of lost my train of thought there, but the summer slowdown may be for a lot of people in a lot of different markets because they don't have access to the same items that I have access to. I mean, there's racks and racks of dresses, and so during the summer, that's what people look for. But I can't imagine places in the Midwest, just, you know, I've lived in a lot of different areas. Dresses aren't necessarily the culture everywhere, and so there's probably not a lot of that being donated, where my June was at this point almost gonna be the same as my October. So if you are experiencing a slowdown in your closet, I challenge you to look at what you have in your closet and realize, do you have enough sweaters? Do you have enough flannels? Do you have enough long sleeve tops? Do you have boots? Do you have sneakers that are more worn in the cold weather? All of those things, I think, yeah, like that's what people are looking for right now, or jackets. So I am staying very laser focused on building up items in my closet that people are looking for right now. All right, let's get into this, what has sold for me in the first half of October. I think I go until about the 10th. First item up on the list is I have started selling some more stuff on eBay, which is great. But the first item on the list is this eBay Speedo one-piece swimsuit, and this was new with tags. I got this in a ThredUp box. By the way, side note on ThredUp, I ordered a second ThredUp box, which I did not do a video on. That box was probably the worst box. There's no way I'm making my money back on that. My first box, I probably doubled, maybe even tripled my money. So it is definitely a hit or miss, but I can tell you I ordered the exact same box and it was so terrible. 4 or 5 of the pieces had like holes in them. There's a Tory Burch top that I was like, it was an ugly Tory Burch top, and then it had a huge rip in it, and I'm like, why are you even trying to sell this? Like, this should just go in the garbage. But it's definitely hit or miss on that. But anyways, this Speedo one-piece swimsuit, I got it on ThredUp box and it sold for $35. The average cost on that was $4. Next up is this True Religion hoodie. I paid $7 for this. It sold for $20 in 23 days. And I got this, I think, at Plato's Closet. Dolce Vita sandals, I paid $6. They sold for $40, and I had them listed for 12 days. And I got these at regular Goodwill. Next up are these Doc Martens. Wow, I had listed these, it says 83 days, but I want to say, because I hadn't started accurately tracking at that point, I want to say it's been longer than 83 days. These got so much attention, but nobody even sent me an offer on them. I finally got an offer for $45. Yeah, I paid $31 because I bought these on an auction site on goodwillonline.com. So I didn't make much money off of these, but yeah, they did not do well for me. I did not make much money, but I was just ready to get my money back. Okay, next up is this Madewell ribbed sweater. This I paid $5 for, and it's estate sale during the summer, and it sold for $26 the first day I listed it. Next up is this long sleeve Anthropologie traffic people dress, and it sold the first day that I listed it. It sold for $32, and I paid $8, and I picked this up in the middle of summer too at a regular Goodwill. I am so glad I picked up some winter stuff in the middle of summer, because otherwise my sales would have been so terrible this month. And I wish I would have caught on to the problem faster. All right, next up is this Free People mini dress. This was listed for swing mini dress, and this was listed for 25 days. I paid $7 for it, and it sold for $45. I got this at a regular Goodwill. Next up are these Steve Madden pink flats, and I paid $6 for these. They sold for $36, and I got these at a nonprofit thrift shop. So next up on eBay, I sold this chunky wool snowflake sweater, and I sold this for $35. I paid $7, picked this up at a Goodwill in the middle of summer. All right, next up is the LL Bean fleece. It's kind of like a shacket. It's for men's. It sold for $25, and I picked this up for $6 at a regular Goodwill. Next up are these Fergalicious wool boots, and these were so cute. They sold 58 days later, and it's because I picked them up in the middle of summer. I picked them up actually at the Goodwills in Wisconsin, and they sold for $21. Next up is this Madewell wool blazer, and it sold in 1 day. I picked this up at regular Goodwill for $7, and it sold for $25. All right, this Tibby skirt, it was a wool blend skirt, and this was super cute. It sold in 2 days. I picked this up at a regular Goodwill for, let's see here, $8, and it sold for $50. And the weird part is this skirt actually went to Hawaii, so I kind of scratched my head on that one. Maybe it does get a little chilly in Hawaii, I'm not sure. All right, next up is this Disney shirt that I actually got for free because I won it on Whatnot and as a giveaway, and it sold for $10, and it was listed for 36 days. All right, next up is this Athleta, these Athleta skinny jeans, and I picked these up for $3, I think, at a nonprofit thrift shop, and they sold for $25 80 days later. Next up is this Urban Outfitters velvet jumpsuit, which I knew when I had picked this up that it was going to take some time to sell because I picked it up in the middle of summer, and of course it was velvet, but it did finally sell. I paid $7 for it, and it sold for $25, and it sold after 105 days. All right, J. Crew wool blend midi dress, and this sold after 42 days. It was a sweater dress, sold for $20, and I paid $3 for it at regular Goodwill at one of the, and it was a 50% off tag. All right, this is a men's item, North Face casual button down. It was super crisp condition, new without tags. Sold after 60 days for $15. I paid $6. This was one of my experimental buys because, you know, with men's, I still am not that familiar what sells and what doesn't sell and how fast things sold. But as the weather turned, this thing sold for $15. All right, these next jeans are these acid wash jeans from Zara, and I actually picked these up for myself at a regular Goodwill, so I paid $8 for them. They only sold for $18, but once I had tried them on, they didn't like fit me the way I wanted them to fit, so I just sold them, and they sold after 28 days. All right, this was another random, like, okay, let's see what we can do here. And these sold for $8. The BDG, if you guys aren't familiar with this brand, it's an Urban Outfitters brand. They're skinny high-rise jeans. They sold after 38 days, and I got an offer for $8. I paid $3. Listen, guys, skinny jeans are kind of on the way out. I think skinny jeans will always still be around, but people are not necessarily seeking out a lot of skinny jeans at this point in time. Like, your good American skinny jeans are still gonna sell for a decent price, and I'm sure some other brands of skinny jeans might still be selling, because like I said, there still is a market for some people who are always probably gonna wear good high-rise skinny jeans, especially if you're wearing boots and it's in the winter. With your boots, your knee-high boots, you can pull over your skinny jeans, but definitely not as common. So if you're busy picking up lots of skinny jeans, you might be sitting on them for longer than you thought, because yeah, that trend is definitely changing. All right, next up is this Hunter Bell top. It sold after 4 days. I got this at a regular Goodwill. I paid $8. It sold for $90. It was new without tags. There was like a minor flaw on it, but if they, which I disclosed, but if they just took some of like OxyClean or something, that would have washed right out. But it was new, so I didn't want to wash it. I just disclosed it. All right. I don't know how to say this brand, but it is like a purple, it was a lavender purple, I guess, activewear dress. And when I looked up the comps, I was very pleasantly surprised to see how expensive it was. It sold for $60. I paid $1 for it at a summer clear out event at a local thrift store. So this was such a great win for me. So it was a Hunter Bell one, but yeah, that was an activewear dress. All right, next up are these this aloe Sherpa coat. This sold after 1 day. No surprise, I probably underpriced this coat because I realized a lot of the comps didn't have hoods, and this one had a hood. But this was such a super cute coat. I paid $8 and they bought it for $90. All right, next up is this wool blend Tahari sweater, and it sold after 18 days for $27 and I paid $7. All right, next up is this Nike Dry Fit pink squirt, and sold after 28 days for $16 and I paid $1 for it, and I got it at a local thrift store. All right, this For Love for Lemons top, I paid $47 for this on Whatnot. This was the purchase that I was like, okay, time to get off Whatnot. And here is the situation with Whatnot, guys. A lot of the items that I had purchased, I realized had some flaws on them that weren't disclosed, and so this was not one of them, but that's just another reason why I kind of stopped buying stuff off Whatnot. And now that Posh is having the live shows, I hope the same thing doesn't happen, and I'm glad that the listing has to be on Poshmark first so people can see the listing. But yeah, I hope that people make mistakes too, because, you're selling so quickly, you may not have time or remember to disclose a flaw. But yeah, that was kind of like this. I paid $47 for it, sold for $60. I was just happy to get my money back. It sold in 23 days. This was one of those purchases that I was like, yeah, you shouldn't have bought this, and time to just get off Whatnot. All right, next up are these Anthropologie espadrille shoes, and I sold these for $20. I paid $5. I picked these up at a local estate sale. They were sitting for 57 days when I got the offer, because again, in the season, I was like, fine, take them. But honestly, these are super cute. These were in one of my what hasn't sold videos, and I was shocked that nobody bought these. If they were my size, I was very tempted to keep them. But yeah, the person who got them absolutely loved them, so I'm happy about that. All right, Nua Tags Chico's dress. This I had for 98 days, which I kind of expected this would be either one of those dresses that you pick up and you can wear because it's black lace. It's kind of that dark romantic look, and it's better for fall, winter, weddings. But yeah, it finally sold for $40 and I paid $8 for it. And again, I had it for 98 days. I honestly do not remember where I got this one because this was one of my first pickups, but I'm glad it sold. All right, let's see here. Okay, these Athleta linen joggers, they sold for $30. I was surprised because they're linen, and again, we're coming at the end of season. I paid $6. I found these at a local thrift store, sorry, and I had them listed for 35 days. Here's the thing with Athleta. I have figured out that Athleta leggings, just like Lululemon plain leggings, do not move nearly as quickly or for as much money, unless of course it's new with tags, as let's say the joggers or, you know, a more substantial jacket or sweatshirt. So that's my input there. So be careful. I mean, obviously you can still pick it up if you find it, because you're still going to make some money, but just know that you will be potentially sitting on them depending on the style, and you probably won't sell them for as much as you imagined you could. By the way, I did hear that Lululemon is actually has, like, they're starting to resell some of their own stuff on their website. I don't know, has anybody heard that to be true, which could probably be another reason why the leggings don't sell as good as they used to. Put in the comments below if you've heard that or if you've seen it. All right, next up is this Patagonia pullover, and this sold for $38. I paid $6. And I had it for 21 days. All right, this was a little bundle. 2 Love Your Melon hats. Sold it for $21. I paid $1 for it. I picked it up at the end of season at a Plato's end of season clear out. And I figured I would just bundle these two together because there's a lot of Love Your Melon hats, you know, but, you know, when it's a bundle, it's a little bit more enticing when there's 2. This was only listed for 7 days, and the funny part is this actually went to Florida, which again was a little surprising to me. But, you know, some of those people who live in Florida, they have homes up in, you know, the Midwest or the North, and that could be one of those situations. All right, this Johnny Was embroidered tunic top. This finally sold after 109 days. This was one of my first pickups. I paid $10 for it. I got it at a local consignment shop. It sold for $29. I could not believe how long this took to sell. But it finally sold, and I was really happy when I got an offer just to move it out. I guess it probably didn't sell quickly because it wasn't a really bold embroidered piece. And honestly, I didn't really know how to market it very well as a tunic, as a top, as a mini dress. It kind of fit all 3 situations. But let's see. It finally did sell under tops, under tunic tops. All right, these J. Crew black pump heels. Sold for $36, and I paid $6, and that was after 9 days, and I picked these up at a local Goodwill. Here's the thing, you guys, my J. Crew pumps, heels like this, with the little almond toe, borderline pointed toe, these have all sold so well for me, and I think people pass on it because they see J. Crew and don't think it's valuable, but all of these shoes that I have sold like this have sold under 30 days and for decent money. Okay, this Lily Pulitzer dress. This was so cute. I do not know why it didn't sell. And I didn't sell for more money. I think the pictures didn't necessarily do it justice. If it was my size, I totally would have kept it. This I did pick up at a local consignment shop for $26. So I didn't make much money on this because it only sold for $38, and it took 106 days to sell. I think with Lily Pulitzer, the novelty print with the bright pink and the bright colors, hands down, sells faster and for money. I have a Lily Pulitzer pullover with like tassels, sweatshirt. I'm hoping it sells, you know, now that we're headed into fall. but that thing is not getting much attention at all, and it's a nice little pullover. So, you know, with your Lily Pulitzer items, again, smaller size take longer. If they don't have a bold print, definitely takes longer. Like, I had to pass yesterday. I saw Lily Pulitzer, like, plain top. I passed on it. I saw Lily Pulitzer black trouser pants. I passed on it because I'm learning that I don't really want to sit on that for that long, and people who are looking for Lily Pulitzer are not looking for those items. All right, this Johnny Was button down. This sold same day that I listed it, actually within an hour, and it even had some flaws on it, which I obviously disclosed. Like, it looked like somebody accidentally like went like this with bleach and it kind of put speckles on it. But because it was so colorful and embroidered, it's not like it stood out that much. And it was a really cool top. It sold for $58 and I paid $7. And I got this at a local Goodwill, which is the first time I found Johnny Was at a local Goodwill. All right, this Rachel Antoff sweater. I thought when I picked it up, I hope this makes you laugh, but I thought this was a goat. And it is not. It is a uterus. And so, I mean, I love animals, and maybe that's why I saw a goat. But when I sent it to some other people, they were like, lady parts, and I was like, totally saw a goat. But anyways, this sold after 5 days for $68. I paid $7. Yeah, it was a pretty cool sweater. After I figured out it was a uterus. Even if it was a goat, I feel like it's a cool sweater. Anyways. Alright, this really surprised me. These 7 for All Mankind vintage bootcut flare. They're probably more flare than bootcut jeans. They were in very crisp condition. These are definitely Y2K because I remember when 10 years ago, probably high school, maybe not, maybe beginning of my college years, well over 10 years ago, these were very popular jeans, and these sold within 2 days for full price at $40, and I paid $7 for them at a local Goodwill. And so this really shocked me because I had some good American jeans. Well, one of them finally sold this week, and some other more newer, trendier jeans that, yeah, they're just not selling. But these vintage Y2K jeans sold, and they sold fast. All right, it could have been the size too that helped them sell fast. All right, next up was on eBay, these super flare pants from Zara. These were so unique, and I'm a little surprised that they actually took 20 days to sell because I had them listed on Posh and eBay, but they finally sold on eBay for $45. I paid $10. I got these on Whatnot. I think this was a good Whatnot buy. And I actually bought them for myself, but when I tried them on again, they were a little too baggy for me. And I knew somebody else right now would love these jeans. I just thought they would sell for a little bit more money because they were so unique and they're so on trend. And they were new with tags. So yeah, but they sold on eBay, which is good because I make more profits on eBay. But a side note, if you guys don't sell on eBay, because I'm a new seller, they hold my funds. And so I don't get my funds for over 30 days after I sell something. So a lot of the stuff that I'm selling in the last 30 days, I haven't even got paid on yet. All right. This Banana Republic jacket, men's jacket, sold after 13 days. I paid $9, sold for $45. It was a wool blend, and here's the thing that I'm learning. Jackets, sweaters, definitely check the tags to see if there's some kind of wool, alpaca, mohair, merino wool blend, because those are going to do better than others' sweaters. All right, New without tags, North Face button down shirt, $20. Somebody offered me. I got this at regular Goodwill, had this listed for 66 days. I paid $6 or $7 for them. And all right, the last item here is this ALC sweater that I actually did get on Whatnot. I paid $19 for it, and it sold for $50 on eBay. This was a really nice ALC sweater, so I'm happy it sold on eBay because I'm gonna make more money off of it since I paid a little bit more. And this sold after 39 days. So here's the thing. I'm so glad I quickly did this video because I've realized now how many of the items that I sell in October were actually winter related. 26. So definitely about half of my items here are definitely something you'd wear in the fall and winter, and so I should have realized this sooner, but yeah. My sales are not going to be as good as they were last month unless I have a really awesome next 7 days. And so just want to give you guys a heads up on that. But if you're feeling the slowdown in your closet, I really challenge you to look at your items and make sure they are geared towards fall and winter. I think sweaters is very hot right now. Obviously the jeans, but it has to be the right jeans, and then your boots and your jackets. So that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you found this beneficial, and I look forward to talking to you guys again soon when I can update you and let you know how my October turned out. Thank you so much. If you like this video, please don't forget to like. It helps my channel, and of course subscribe if you want to hear more from me. Bye bye.